Hello, my name is Dave and welcome to Fore Golf. If you are new here, I make golf videos out of Perth in Western Australia and sometimes further afield. Now Perth is normally a place associated with sunshine, but not this week. It's chucking it down, so I am short of a video. Luckily, I have a very good friend in Joel at Above Socials who has donated the video that he filmed with Daniel Fox, Australian and Asian Tour Pro, playing the back nine at Kwinana Golf Club. So this is an insight into a tour professional's mind, how they think and see shots. And I think that anyone out here that is used to watching the content that I produce will be interested in this. And at the very least, there won't be too many bogeys. So it is a longer video than usual, but there are plenty of nuggets of information in here. So while you're watching, do remember, if you enjoy it, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications of future videos. I hope to see you again soon.
Hi there, how you going? My name's Daniel Fox. I'm just out here at Kwinana. I'm just going to go play the back nine with Joel. Just play 9 holes with my own ball, play the course out and just describe what I'm doing on each shot, just to give you guys a bit of feedback on how you should approach your game. That one hurt a bit. As quick as I move anyway at the best of times. So whether it be the first hit or 100, it's still, there's not much speed there in the old body.
You're heading overseas then?
Yeah, next Thursday actually. Sorry, yeah, Thursday week, going over to the UK. So the Asian tour stop for me is north of Manchester. So going up there, a big $2 million event. I've missed a couple of events. I just wanted to take some time off just to sort of get everything in order. It hasn't hurt the fact that I've had some home events with the 2 state-based events and the PGA and the Open, and we're just starting to play some of the Pro-Am stuff. So I've still been able to play some competitions and keep my, you know, the game mode sort of still in play and not just all practice. But yeah, it's an important event, so $2 million purse. So I could basically, you know, if I have a good week, you could sew up my card for the whole year and then, you know, potentially springboard for other things, you know, with the high finish. So yeah, got 100 metres, so good angle for the pin, thankfully. It's just, yeah, pin's cut on the right. If I'd hit a few balls, I'd probably just hit the 54, but I'll just hit the 50. So it's just a smooth 50 here probably, and it should be just about right on the money. That'll do.
To be honest, it's an absolute privilege to watch a nice shot like that.
I've actually been hitting the ball okay. This is where it's been causing me grief, the putting. I've been hitting the ball well enough, but yeah, if you're not making the putts, it just makes it so much more frustrating because it feels like I've got to hit shots even half that distance to feel like I'll make the putt. But hey, that's what practice is for. Here's a perfect example for me. So like, because I haven't been putting great, I know it's just a right to left putt, right edge. But my problem is I'm so conscious of trying to make sure I do everything right on my setup that I'm like overthinking instead of just rolling it down there at the right edge. So we'll see how we go. There we go. A little bit straighter. Oh. All right, now the fun begins. Missed fairway. Got a 98 metres here, and I'll be honest, this is not my strong suit. A low, straight punch shot. And this is the hard part too on Kaiku. You don't really get that predictable runs. For me, I'll just take something, even if it's not on the green. If it's just, you know, if I can just get it somewhere near the front of the green, if it gets on, that's great. But just basically get the thing in play where I can give myself a chance with a chip or just make an easy par if possible. So. It. Those, like I said, those straight shots where it's all about not really using your hands and keeping the club face nice and square and everything. I sort of hit it like a tennis shot and it's hard to match it all up sometimes. So. So yeah, get in trouble. Like I said, I put it in a spot that it's not my strong suit, so just happy to get it somewhere down there, make a par and move on. If I manage to hit a good recovery, that's fine, but yeah, minimise the damage, move on. even though it's short, it's quite demanding. That second shot up the hill makes it really tough. So it's always important just to get the first one in play to give myself a few more options. So otherwise it's always a wedge third shot, so to a slopey green, so that makes it unpredictable. So always just try and give myself the best chance just to get somewhere on the fairway, to give myself some options from the fairway to go for the green in two. Yeah, I mean, I've been driving the ball pretty good the last sort of week or two, but I just can't hit the ball anywhere. I've never been a long hitter at all, ever. Oh, sadly. But yeah, I've sort of lost sort of 5 or 6 miles an hour of club head speed since we sort of stopped playing in the 2020. I just haven't really been able to get it back. I'm only just creeping over the 100 mile an hour speed, so which is pedestrian by most pros anyway. But I think most guys at their 4-iron at that speed. But so I'm still trying to get it. If I can get back to where, say, 106, 107, where I was when I was sort of really playing well, I should be able to, you know, at least get the ball carrying 240, which is still quite short, but it gives me one less club into every hole, and then opens up the opportunity to maybe get to some of the par 5s in two, especially if I get a bit of run on the fairways. All of a sudden I'll get the bit of run, I'm hitting at 270 off the tee instead of sort of, yeah, 250 mark. So got 210 here, and it's probably up 10 at least, so 220 metres to the hole. So it's going to take a really good 3-wood for me, especially with a little bit of wind hurting, but hopefully we'll see how we go. Oh, a little drag again. Ooh, I don't know. It's such an inviting shot, because you think if I can just get it up, and you can sort of forecast it from back in the fairway to use the slope to get it around. And like here, like I might have maybe caught these trees, I'm not sure, but it's not a difficult chip generally, but because the green is quite volatile, it makes it a bit tough to get this, to still have that scoring opportunity, because you don't want anything down the hill, but you've got to hit such a good shot to, you know, give yourself that easier look. Sit, sit. No. That was stealing one there. I wouldn't say luck, but it is an element of luck there just to guess the line and the speed. If it had missed, it would have had the same length probably coming back up the hill. So take a 4 there anytime. Ooh, just missed it. All right, so I've got 88 metres here. Because I tend to overthink a lot of stuff, I sort of take everything into account. So I'm probably downhill a little bit, like so down slope, and then the green's a little bit below me. So it's probably really only about 86 metres. Because it's in the rough here, the good thing is I'm going to have, there's enough grass that I could get the club underneath the ball, so I don't have to worry about the lie being too tight. The only bad thing is it's probably not going to get much spin and could just top spin a little bit. So I can take less club and play for a little bit of a floating sort of shot. And because I'm so close, it's not really going to be, even if I don't get it right, it's only going to be 4 or 5 metres out at the most even. So even though I'm calling it to play 86 in actual distance, I'll probably hit my lob wedge, which travels 81, a full one. We got a little bit of wind helping. And then that should be, if it does roll up the face, because we are downhill, it should make up the distance. And then if I'm underneath the hole on this green anyway, it's fine. I'm just putting straight back up the hill. So go. I mean, there's a lot of talking there to calculate, but essentially I'm just trying to get to a number in my head based on all the factors that are there. So then I can work out what shot that I want to hit based on how far I hit the club, and that's every shot. The important part was just to make a decision so that if I did miss it, I would sort of, because I was expecting it to jump, if it didn't, then I'd be short and I could handle that. I didn't want to be in between clubs, take more, worry about the flyer, and then feel like I had to deaccelerate on the shot or hit it too low so it wouldn't jump. That's just too much thinking then. There's too many, it's like I'm not actually factoring in the worst case scenario. So being under the hole, putting up the hill, even if I was back here, that's not too bad. It's better than being the same distance past the pin than having to deal with all the way down this hill on a tricky green. So a little bit like the last one, I've just got to try and pick a line where I feel like the pace will swing the ball in the hole. I don't feel like it's a true break, it's just more swing. So trying to marry the speed up with the fall of the ball across the slope. Oh, that's right. I can handle that. Actually felt like I hit it where I wanted to. I just underplayed the amount of break. For me, this distance, 157, I'm assuming that the pin's probably pretty close to the middle of the green. I'll just hit a 6 iron. If I was really feeling it, I might normally hit 7, but I just feel like the green's pretty soft and I'm not moving very fast, so I'll just hit a 6 and hopefully that should be okay distance-wise today. So. All right, but that could have been long, it could be good, it could be just on, I wouldn't have a clue where it's finished. Little tip, when you're walking down what will be the 13th hole, look across to the 14th green to see where the flag is exactly. I didn't actually do that, so I'm not following my own advice, but at least it gives you an idea in what section, front, middle, back, the actual pin is, so then you can decide upon, you know, where your best plan of attack is for your iron in. Easy. I came up, I'm 2 meters short, and then turn. Maybe short of it anyway, I think. I actually find this shot to be one of the more difficult shots out here. I think just because the ball sits so far above your feet, and typically I don't usually have too much more than a pitching wedge in here. So right now I've got 116 meters. And because of where the wind is, I should be okay to hit this. The hard part is I either feel like I have to hit it harder than I want, especially with the slope, or I have to hit too much club and have to hit it soft, which then I'm worried about having it take off. But I think it's a good shot because you really have to get your alignment right, you have to get your ball position spot on because the hill wants to affect that. So even though it's a pretty straightforward shot in terms of distance, I find it's actually a difficult shot for me to get close to the pin because of all those factors to take in. But if you hit it fat, it won't matter. Oh. There you go. Like I said. Yeah. So it's got 184 today, into a little bit of a breeze. It's downhill, so it's probably, whatever downhill it is, the wind's taking that out. So it's probably, I'm just going to play it 184 meters. Got a 4 iron, this probably goes a little bit longer than the distance. You've just got to hit it at the right trajectory and the right distance. If I took any other sort of clubs, there's too much miss area. And if I do come up anywhere, I figure I might be a little bit short if I don't quite flush it, and short is fine here. And it stopped pretty much right, well, it actually come backwards a little bit, that's how soft the green is. But yeah, but that's what I mean, like it's almost plays like a temporary green. It's just, there's nothing really around it. There's a front bunker there, that's not a bad thing, it just gives you a bit of a visual perspective. But yeah, you've just got to hit a really good, solid shot. And probably with that club, this whole green would probably be my dispersion pattern if I was hitting 4 irons on a TrackMan or something like that. So it truly isn't any reason for me not to hit the green here most times. But when I'm trying to get a bit too egotistical and try and hit it really close, then I try and be too cute with it and start hitting it further away than I need to. But what break can you see on that side? I actually find this green quite tough to read as well. It's almost like it's so flat that I'm really looking for something, and I miss the subtleties in it.
If I was to say anything, it looks like it's going to go from my right to left.
Yeah. Push. Yeah, pushed it. Good read though, caddy. So, but yeah, just couldn't get it started on the right line again. It's just plaguing me at the moment. So, and because I don't hit the ball very far, I can't take on the trees further over the lake in the distance where the dogleg is. So I pretty much have to hit it in a straight line as I see here. So. Because at the end of the day, it's a par 4 that's quite long. Most members would probably get a shot on this hole. And the second shot is so much more difficult because you have to be really precise with the way the bunkering is and the drop off on the left. I find it difficult to get the ball, you know, inside of a 15, 20 foot area anyhow. So that hole there, that tee shot there should be the least of your concern. Just pop it out there where you get the next shot, then you can start making decisions based on where the strength of your game is. If you feel more comfortable just laying short and chipping on, if you're a good golfer, you can feel like you can fly it all the way on the green. Then you have to be in the most advantageous spot in the first place, which is on the fairway. So just take a real conservative route off the tee, and then you can get a bit more pinpoint with your next shot. Go. Oh, short. Didn't quite catch it. And I think that's actually plugged right under the lip of the bunker as well.
I just didn't want to save it, I think.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I don't think I saw that thing spit out. So this, oh, I can see it now. Oh, that is so dead. Good humour, if nothing else.
I think I'm going to come in the bunker and have a look.
Yeah. I'm not even going to get in there because I don't think it makes it, I can't get it out. So, like, I'll have to go sideways, so. So when they say never up, never in, it actually works not just on the putting green. So that's how close it could be sometimes. It was just a little bit of a, I was a little bit heavy on my second shot there. Like I said, that slope got the better of me. I didn't quite compress it enough, and I just come up just tragically a few inches too short. This is all going to be feel and based on years of playing, and just hope that I can sort of forecast that if I smash the ball, that it will at least go up and forward enough where this like lip of the bunker isn't going to cause it to hit and go back in the bunker. So I actually have to play a little bit further right and then almost hit into myself to try and repel it over there. So, oh, sit. It's actually come out really well. Sit. Nope. And there's your double. So yeah, so I might have been better off if I hit it even fatter off the fairway and bounced it in the trap, because I probably could have got it up and down, but that's just the nature of the beast. So. I hit it pretty good, but hitting into the upslope, it just, I'm an old man, mate, I hit it nowhere. So I just, like I said, I got a 3-wood. I'm just going to try and hit a nice solid 3-wood. Not do too much to it. They got the pro shop down there. I can just aim at that, and that gives me a bit of room to move on both sides. And then if I hit a good one, I shouldn't be any more than 30 or 40 metres, I wouldn't think, from the front of the green. So, still got the wind off the right a little bit, so I can play a bit more to the right, and that just gives me more room to work with with the terrain as well if it starts to run. So, oh, heavy miss. Oh, good miss. It's quite a demanding par 5 actually. Like I said, the length of it, the narrowness of it. I'm landing into the upslope, so that's taking off more distance. Much to your shock, thinking I was a lot further off the tee, but I'm not because I'm old. But yeah, so it's not this and 9 as well. They're both really strong par 5s to finish with. So yeah, so like I said, if I can set myself up to get a wedge shot, I'm not too worried if it's on the fairway, as long as I've just got a straight avenue to hit my third one. I'm just going to try and rely on my wedge game to make a birdie. I don't think I wouldn't be hitting this green in too many times out of 100, even if the ideal conditions. It's just too far for me. So. Oh, thick of that grass. Probably a lot thicker than I thought, and maybe the little downslope again just got me. I wasn't quite on top of the ball enough and just perhaps came into it a little bit steep and caught a little bit heavy, but it's not too bad. Directionally is a bit poor, but distance wise it's about spot on, so it's okay. Nope. Ooh. All right, well, it was a good start at least to just come home in a bit of an ambulance, but yeah, so I hope that sort of sheds a bit of light for you on how I sort of look at shots. Probably a lot of talking in there, but it's hard to explain what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking without using a few words. But basically, I'm always just trying to calculate the number first by everything that's given to me in terms of distance and lie and wind direction, elevation, and then put that into what club I feel like I can hit with comfort to get me the best result based on the highest amount of comfort hitting that shot. So if more people can do that on every shot, pick your target where you're going to have the most miss room, you'll feel a lot less pressure on every shot, less anxiety, and you'll be a lot fresher by the end of the round to continue to make better decisions and not get upset by making a decision based on want rather than just doing the simple thing. So.